They did the 8.
By the way, this is Joan Hart.
We are going to show a movie and then get started with Mr. Hoffman. And you're going to see him in this movie. This movie is only 45 seconds long. So don't blink your eyes. This was put together by AccuWeather.
On the murderous sands of Normandy, they push against the gates of Fortress Europe.
One chance to get this right.
We were preparing for the invasion, and the weather was terrible.
Who's that?
George.
That's George, our guy in Normandy right now. Next, you're going to see Larry Hoffman.
Weather is the most that I remember. Absolute sheets of rain were coming down.
A team of 6 meteorologists
I know.
for June 6th.
You could argue that the entire weight of the war was on their shoulders.
We got 2 days of operational weather, and he said, that's it. Cleared up, he went in, he came ashore.
One shot to get the invasion right, and the decision was made by men who didn't even hold a gun.
I told you it was short. I think we had you for what, 1 second or less?
Half a second.
But tonight on Channel 13, around 5:30, you will see him. So watch Channel 13. All right, now.
And this morning with college graduation right around the corner for many, a new study came out on the best and worst dates for college graduates to live.
Don't you hate those YouTube
Great
videos?
study in Minnesota is
Yes.
actually near the
Yes,
top
we
of
do.
their list.
I just don't want to quit. Okay, now we're all set. Right? You know that this is Mr. Lawrence Hoffman. And so, Larry, tell us what happened when you were 18 and you were living in the Bronx.
First, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me. That's a pleasure. I lived in the Bronx in New York City. I was 18, and as you know, they were drafting people into the service. I was drafted in 3 months after I became 18. I joined they asked me, what service did you want to go into? I said, I wanted to go into the Army and go into Europe. And so that's what's happened. I went to Europe. Before going to Europe, I trained as an artilleryman in Fort Bragg. After that, we shipped out, and I ended up in Liverpool, and then in Plymouth, went down to Plymouth. I don't know if you're familiar with the places in England, but that's how we traveled. We got on a boat, and D-Day started, and we went across the channel. It was very rough. The weather was terrible. I was on the boat for about 6 days. Wow. That's a long time. And you can imagine how seasick all these people on the boat were. On the boat, we had to wait to disembark because of the weather. We went into LSTs and we went ashore. It was 6 days at the beginning. You have to remember that before we landed, the paratroopers went in, the frog people had to clear the beaches, and that's what happened before we got there. We went into the beach, we went up about 3 miles, and of course there was the 29th Division, and the 1st Division had landed just before us. They moved in, and then we moved them right behind. We went into 3 miles, dug our foxholes, and that's when the 88s start coming in. 88 is an artillery gun that the Germans have. Very accurate and very good. But we survived. And that was the most important thing. It gets confusing after a while. let me see what I wrote here. Oh, you know.
What did it feel like when you walked up on that beach?
It felt that I was here and we were going to survive and we were going to win this war. The idea of landing itself was enormous and very helpful. That was the beginning of it. We ended in, like I say, we got in 3 miles, we dug our foxholes, and the 88 started coming in on us. After that, the Air Force had a 1,000-plane raid. They started at 4 o'clock in the morning, went in till late in the night. 1,000 planes bombed. After that, we were able to break out of France. And then my outfit went south. We had to clear we went to the city of Brest. That's a seaport city. And they had to get that to unload all the ammunition and stuff that they needed. After that, we went up through France into Belgium. When we got to Belgium, the weather was very bad. We had to wait outside of Belgium. I mean, not outside of Belgium, at Bastogne, before we could get into the city. The weather was very bad, so we waited. Cloudy, we had no airplane cover or anything like that. And when the weather cleared, we went into Bastogne. The Germans counterattacked and drove us back almost to France. So that was the beginning of our war, you know. Naturally, we came back, we went to Germany. I crossed the Remagen Bridge, and I went south in Germany to a city called Koblenz. Some of you might know it. It's a big winery there, and we were in charge of it. So we had a good time. After that, we went out into Germany, and I went as far as Munich, which is called München.
Been there.
I see people shaking their head, they know what I'm talking about. But the amazing thing that we discovered when we went there, the railroad freight yard, there were freight cars in there, and we opened them up. What do you think we found? You guessed it, dead bodies, loaded. These were concentration people that were there. During our time going through Germany, we came across 2 concentration camps. We were able to free them, and we also fed them. They were like skeletons. So you saw pictures of people that were like skeletons, but these were a bunch of them. They were so happy. The Germans left, the guards all left, nobody stood there, and we fed a couple of these people, and then we moved on. Like I said, we ended up in Munich, and then after that, the war ended. So, and I went to Berchtesgaden to talk about it. It's a German city. In Berchtesgaden, up above, is where Hitler had his summer home. We visited it. It's a nice place up there. The city is very nice, but we left. That was it. I went back to Belgium. Did I tell you about that story? Yes. You know, buying gold, you have to be 74 years old to remember this.
94.
74.
94.
See, I wanted to get it younger. Blame me? But,
Must 20 years.
a lot of people died during this war. When we landed, the casualties were all over the beach. all the people that were coming in, the divisions and everything, lost, I believe between 40 and 60,000 people died on that beach, or were injured. So, it's hard to reenact all this thing, because you don't remember, like I said, I was 94. And what else can I say? I'll take any questions you want.
You met some German civilians
Yes.
after the war was over.
Yes.
And you talked to them.
Yes. The civilians claimed they didn't know anything. That's a lie. They knew everything, because there were so many concentration camps that they had to know what was going on, but they claimed they didn't know. And the papers printed it that way. It's not true. They knew everything. They knew about the concentration camps and the people that died and worked in the fields. That was something. They dropped in the fields, because they had no food, no energy to keep living.
Were you ever afraid?
You're always afraid. So anybody that says they're not afraid, wait till they get there. And then they say, wow, oh boy. And they start praying. They get very religious. That's a sign.
Tell us about when you came home.
But I came home it took me 5 days to go there. I went over on a ship called an American. If some of you about my age will remember, when this ship was in China, they bombed it. Did anybody remember that? I think we're all young. Anyhow, that ship was repaired and came back. It became a passenger ship for the troops. We went over, it took 5 days to get there. It's a very fast ship. Coming home was another story. It took 30 days to come home. I left out of Belgium, and then 30 days to come back to the United States. After we got here, I went to Fort Dix and got released. Here I am.
You have a lot of family members who served.
Yes. I had brothers, cousins. I still have, or I did have, of course they retired already, the Marines, the Army. And, you know, we have, from World War I to the present, we have family members that have been in every war that we've had since. But remember one thing, we won our war. That's why you don't speak German.
So for either of them, what else would you like to know? Yes, Doug.
Why 30 days to get back? What, were they paddling? I mean, what was
Why did it take 30 days to get back?
Well, when you get on a merchant ship, that's a Liberty ship, it takes 30 days. They go 5 miles an hour. And that's as fast as they go.
5 miles.
Plus, we went through 3 storms coming back. We went to North Atlantic.
Yeah, okay. Well, that explains it, 5 miles an hour? Yeah.
Maybe 10 sometimes. It's according to the weather. The waves keep you back, that's all you go.
Yes.
Question for the gentleman from the Bronx.
Yeah.
After all of that, all that combat and guns and all that bad stuff you saw, you came back and you became a New York City police officer. You hadn't had enough of that?
Well, I always like to serve the public.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I joined the police department. I spent 21 years in New York City in the police department and retired. It was the best time of my life.
There you go. All right, thank you. Thank you for the
got through this thing. And, you're talking about 30 days. It took me what did I stop here? It took me 30 days to go to the Philippines. And we're spread out, battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and all that stuff, big troop ship. I was told it had 700 troops on it. Well, we're going back to, in the battle scene over in Japan, so on the way back, I skip around a lot. On the way back from Germany, I won't tell this, Mike. Come over the intercom there, so you got to write to your congressman, your representative, and whatever senator. And you know, I'm 19, 20 years old. I just barely knew Roosevelt was the president. I didn't care less. But,
there you go.
Anyway, it was, I've been lost my chain of thought now.
Right to your congressman.
Yeah, right to a congressman there, and well, all of us privates, mostly that I was in contact with, we didn't know who our representative was. So they gave us a slip of paper, all of us, and said, when you get home, you write to your congressman and your senator. And I said, this is important. It says there's men at Fort Bragg that ain't never got off the pavement, asphalt. And we've been over in Germany, got 2 or 3 battle stars, and we're not going to Japan. The word has got out we was going. And bless Pat, we did go. I mean, they said this is because we was trained in that unfilled landing. So we ended up over there. And I ended up over, they said we was in 700 miles of Tokyo. And every day they brought a big ring out on the deck. Chalk, white chalk. It says, you're going in here. You're going in here. You're going in here. And so we was scared bunch of boys, I tell you. But by the grace of the good Lord, Truman, I call it Truman, dropped it. Truman let that bomb drop while I was still on that troop ship. So they unloaded us, I call it unloaded us in Luzon. And I had to serve over there 18 months. Those Japs were up in them rocks, the hills, the caves, and all. And we had set up camp here and then moved about 2 miles on in on the island and scare that place out. I remember one little tale, then I'll shut up. They got to kidding me, I have a real white complexion, you know. And the story was those Japs were cannibals. And they didn't have nothing to eat to start. And that was the story they gave me. But anyway, what I didn't like about it was, of course, we didn't have showers, we bathed in the river with the caribou. But anyway, they said if they catch you, Mac, says they'll be looking for you. So them big white legs you got.
Question back here.
Sir, what was your total term of service?
Pardon?
Your total term of service. How many years did you serve?
About 32 months.
Okay.
I spent most of it on the island over there.
Right.
I mean, I went to Germany and came back pretty quick. Too long.
One thing of note, the war had ended with Japan, but he was still, those Japanese up in the mountains didn't know the war was over, so they're still taking pot shots at Tom and the others in the Philippines.
Well, you take in Germany, they didn't believe the war was over. When the war was over, and Hitler had been killed, we were in Belgium still. We moved 20 or 30 miles a day, taking little old towns and securing everything. And they didn't believe it. and their planes would come over. I remember they were silver, little pieces of paper. I mean, they'd flood the whole valley with it, saying the war's over. But they didn't believe it. They really didn't believe it.
Yes.
Mr. McCrae, did your whole division or your whole battalion go over to the Philippines?
That was the strange part of it. The buzz was coming on when we left, it said, and the story we got was Patton needed some more. I was in the 3rd Army, and at that time, see, they were pushing the Americans back very fast. Not that I had anything to do with stop them, but that was a whole division. I'll tell one more tale, I promise you, I'll shut up. We were in California, getting ready to go to the Pacific, and we had mosquito nets and tropical boots, khaki shirts, tropical wear, you know. Well, all the word comes just like that. You're going to New York. Ain't going to Europe. You know, that didn't make sense at all, you know. Well, we landed over in Europe with snow on the ground. I mean, in France, snow on the ground. The French, when they look at us, they thought it was crazy. But what happened? They told us that they shot a U-boat, got our spy ship, which I never did believe. They just was in such a big hurry. So we had that saved my life, I guess. See, I couldn't get in on the boats till we got something to wear. And they bundled other companies out of divisions to supply us. Well, they didn't want to give up nothing they had. So we slept on the ground in a big tent, and we found out, some wise cracker said, if you get off the top and lay your mosquito net down first, grassy spot, and then stack your clothes. I mean, that's the only way you had to stay warm. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. So I slept on the mosquito nest until they finally got some clothes to coat. But I think a lot of times, I thank the Lord that maybe that happens. It's just like I was on the truck ship before we went into Tokyo. I probably wouldn't be here today if Truman hadn't dropped that off. I call it. Thank you. I'll
Thank
show
you.
I'm wrong. Any more questions?
Yes.
Did you have any family in Germany when you went over there as a soldier?
No.
No.
My family, I can't remember anybody coming from Germany. I believe they came from Bulgaria, Romania area. Nothing came from Germany. But I like to say one thing. He drank all the beer, but we had all the wine.
Thank you both for your service and for sharing your stories with us. Thank you for coming. Move out quickly.
Admiral and Navy had control and didn't believe in blackouts.
Yeah, well,
He didn't believe in Congress. The first